Hey guys, Richard here, and today's segment is about the idea of a commonplace book. We're going to start by answering the question, what is a commonplace book, how we can use it to improve our creativity and productivity. And at the end, also, I'm going to give you a live demonstration of how a commonplace book works in an electronic format and really help you or show you how it has skyrocketed my productivity and creativity, especially for this channel and what I do outside here. So let's crack into this video. All right, so what's a commonplace book? A commonplace book is basically a central hub. It's kind of like a Wikipedia effect that you have about yourself and your life, right? So basically, this means that we have a document whereby we have different ideas captured and they are all kind of combined into one. Imagine. So we're going to do that live demo later on. So without further ado, let's continue with this. Right. So that's what a commonplace book is. It basically organizes your thoughts in a very nice fashion so that you could really know what's going on with your life, right? So some of the greatest men and women who lived on planet Earth really kept a commonplace book. An example that comes to mind is Marcus Aurelius, right? If you've read any of his content, you know how not special it was, but just how it taught differently, right? And I think a book I recommend you check is The Meditations, right? And that was is as a stem from keeping a commonplace book. So you see how profound it could be. And also a modern example that comes to mind is Bill Gates. Bill Gates still keeps a commonplace book up to today, right? So I've named a couple of examples that are a little bit out there, but that doesn't mean that average people can't keep a commonplace book. A commonplace book is actually quite easy to implement, as I'm going to show you later on. And once you start getting into the habit of how this works, I promise you, you will never stop actually doing it. So that's how a commonplace book or what it is. Now let's kind of look at who it is for, right? I've said again, highly achieving people use this, but anybody could use this. If you're a student, as we're talking on this channel, this can be a very, very useful way to organize your information, right? Information you receive from college, maybe perhaps the conference you've attended, all this stuff, right? You could document all the information and have them in front of your laptop every day so you could revisit them, so to speak, right? So if you're an entrepreneur, business minded, engineer, lawyer, whatever profession, and you really want to, if you are really serious of in kind of taking your career to the next level, then I really say that this is one of the tools that really can help you really get there a lot more quicker than traditional way of just showing up for a job and not really caring. So use this, quite serious. So why do we need a commonplace book? Now we need to go into this. I think this is really where it all comes to light, right? So the way information is organized in a commonplace book is very unique. Very, very unique, right? Because if you think about our mind, we tend to think about the same thing over and over again, repeat the same style of thinking. Or when we approach learning something new, for example, if you're a first year college student or you just entered a job, then you're usually overwhelmed by information and somehow you believe that your learning should be linear. Well, learning isn't linear, right? It's kind of non-linear, right? And the commonplace book really captures this non-linear effect, right? And I'm going to show you how this really works later on, right? And it's the idea that we have one document linking to another document and this other document linking to this other document, and it really kind of creates this kind of chain effect, almost like a Wikipedia effect, but of your own personal life, right? So you really kind of know what's going on in your life and what you're doing and what you're up to, really. So it's that powerful. And with that kind of map, that really gives you, it gives your mind a chance to be very creative, very, very creative in that aspect, right? I found this to be the most creative thing I've done, right? And definitely as a result, because I'm creative, I'm able to think productively and get down to the action part of what I need to get down to, right? Because once I have everything written in a nice format, then I can really kind of dive into what I need to do. Right. So that's why we need it. Very important, guys. I really want you to see the beauty in this. So beautiful. When I found out this, I was like, no way. I gotta be doing this. So for me, I just started with this. So I'm just looking forward to what this has installed for me. So that's kind of all the logistics out of all the kind of theory. Now we just go kind of look at the practical aspect, which is basically, do you need to keep, and which version should you keep? Should you keep an electronic version, or you should keep a hard copy version? I would definitely steer to more towards the electronic version, because honestly that's a lot more easier to manage. Imagine having books and books. How would you link them together? Now some people still like drawing and stuff like that, and yes, to some degree that's very important, and I understand that. But at the same time, I also feel that whatever you draw, you could always capture it or take picture of it and then send it to the electronic version, right? And some people still like the feel for how it feels to have a book in your hand, and that's definitely one way to do it. Certainly the way people did it back in, ages ago, right? So definitely a way, but I would definitely steer towards using the electronic version. So for me, I have a specific hard drive that I use for all my data management, right? So I have, the software I'm using is called OneNote. You can find it in Microsoft packages. We're going to look into that later on. And there I just have a hard drive whereby all my data instantly, they are backed up on that specific hard drive. So I never have to worry. So I just need to bring that hard drive to a different location, and off I'm running again. I'm using my creative juice all the time. So that's how effective it is to actually consider using electronic version. Whereas if you have a hard copy, then you're constantly bringing it around and stuff like that, whatever. It's not really hard, it's not very easy to manage. So that's it for this episode, right? This is a very short episode, so we're going to go into the live demo video and see how to use OneNote to really create a commonplace book. So let's crack into it, shall we?
Okay guys, welcome to the live demo. So let's just open Microsoft OneNote. It's probably installed on your computer if you have Microsoft Note on it. So without further ado, let's kind of look at what we have here. So when we look at beyond college success ideas, you see some of the tabs I have here. To your right, you see some of the tabs and ideas I have for videos. So these are all my ideas that I have for videos. So I just kind of list them out. You see, there's a lot of videos that I need to keep shooting, right? And I'm sure you guys are excited for this. So there are some which I've already done already, like money beliefs. I think I shot that last week. And here, if I click here, money beliefs, it brings me to the actual document. And these are exactly what I kind of script out before I actually go live and have a chat about it. So that's how my video shooting format intends to work. And if you see here on the right, it shows you a list of pages, topics, which I've already started, like master your health. I think I showed that video as well. And look at the content I have in here. So this is quite amazing when you think about it, that I can come here and just see exactly what I did. Like, I think I shot this video 9 months ago, so very powerful. And here, going back to the ideas, you could link this whatever word, you could link it to a different document, and that's so powerful, because now we can just create documents within one folder, so to speak, such that we're not constantly moving and opening Windows Microsoft Word files all the time. So here I have some of my engineering ideas, some of my singing ideas, and some of my book ideas. Let's just look into this and see what we have. So here I have like a couple of books I intend to write in my lifetime, and that's very organized. So I know what I have to do in terms of what I want to do with my life. So it's very, it gives me a framework whereby I know on a daily basis what I should be up to. And here is just some conversation I've had with very important people in my lives, and they have been turning points, so to speak. Then when we come to technical learning, this include any of you guys who do coding. This also a very fantastic tool. I think this is probably the best way I've found out to learn about code. Such a beautiful way, right? Because honestly, I just look at what I need to learn. So if it's SQL, which I'm learning at the moment, which is data management and stuff like that, what I simply do is that I just create codes that really allows me to refer back to it, because I think what has happened to me in the past is that whenever I create code, I just submit it to college and never really look at it again. Whereas here, I kind of have it in front of me every single day if I so wish, and then I can really save myself time from really going online when I know I have some of the information here. All right, let's go to these are all notebooks, by the way, I should have said. So these are all notebooks, and within each notebook, we have different tabs which help us manage whatever we're managing. So here again, we have different goals. I have some of my singing goals. I'm working on becoming a life coach, so that's something that I have included here. Then my family goals, football goals, dating, friendship, fitness, YouTube goals, and stuff like that. And then we have the education, some of the education that I'm doing at the moment. By far, this is not a lot, but you could think about this is a book I'm currently reading at the moment. I think this is the book. Yeah. So this is a book I'm currently reading at the moment, and I take notes of it, and then I put it down here. You see, you could draw, move things around. So that's how that works. And some of my video programs, some of my dictionary, just kind of building better vocabulary. So by no means this is all, but this is just some section of it. And what else do I have here? So life coaching, some of the ideas I've gotten from a podcast I'm listening to, I put all this down here. Some of the courses I hope to be developing, and these are some of it right here. Now, I haven't transferred most of the work I've written in other programs, which I'm gonna do in the next couple of days. And then we talk about my family, some of my thoughts. Again, these are not the whole list, but I do some meditation practices. I don't think I have meditation practices here, but my meditation practice, diary, and all kinds of stuff, really. So, honestly, that's the nut and bolt of how this works and how you could create a document of this kind that is really personalized to you. So let's kind of look into the program here and how it works. So here's a notebook. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to create a new note. So you come here, you create new note, and I actually don't know what happened there. So it comes up with this, and you go to computer. So I'm going to add a new note like this. I don't know, whatever. So that shows up here, and in this tab, you go in that notes, you could create different tabs. It's like partitioning your notebook, so to speak. And here I could just put a name here, and then I could put whatever text I want, and this text could be moved up and down, which is very nice, which means you can create text anywhere, like so. Some additional features include you could draw if you want. If you're very artistically inclined, you could draw some things like this, and that drawing could be moved around as well. You could select all this drawing, and then you can move them around. So this is really kind of handy. We could draw, we could type, we could do all kinds of stuff with this, right? So that's just kind of messing around with the basis here, really. So we have also the ability to attach files, and attach pictures, do audio recording, do video recording, and all of them could be attached to this single document. Now, of course, the memory will continue to increase in your hard drive, but that's no problem if you have like something like a terabyte or 2 terabyte hard drive. So that's how this really works. I hope, guys, you've learned a little bit from here and how you could use Notebook to really optimize your college experience. So yeah, use it to the best of its ability. All right, guys, that's it. I shall see you again. Bye bye.